We're live. Welcome to the Dead Zone. Football Eve, baby. Week 5 is already here. We're getting you ready for some football, fantasy football, setting your lineups, last minute trade questions. Drop them in the chat. We're going to have a good show. We're going to do about a half hour. It'll probably run long like it usually does. Let's get the questions going and we'll get things moving. And as always, find all my stuff at yardsperfantasy.com. My rankings are on there. Use our start sit tool. Use our trade calculator. Lots of tools available to help you be better at fantasy football on yardsperfantasy.com. Find all my stuff in there. Join our Discord. The link is right on the site. Talking shit in there all day, answering questions, debating, all the fun stuff. We're helping win weeks, helping, lineups be better. Just utilize all our stuff. And if, you can also find my Underdog picks for the week. If you play on Underdog, use our promo code YARDSPER to get a $100 deposit match. So try out Underdog. They're doing Best Ball Resurrection that kicks off next week. So draft right now. That tournament runs from week 6 to week 17. It's so much fun. You can draft a team in the middle of the season. We know. We have information now. We know what's happening. We know the usage of these players. We know who's breaking out. We know who's not breaking out. Just go in there and draft some teams. $10, $500,000 in prizes. That's Underdog Fantasy Best Ball Resurrection. Use our promo code YARDSPER. Get a free $100. I mean, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? Dalvin Cook or Joe Mixon for the rest of the season? I'm going to go Joe Mixon. I know he's underperformed. He's underwhelmed. But he just had that meeting with the offensive line. He and the offensive line got together. They're like, we got to get our shit together. He's getting the opportunities, tons and tons of opportunities. Joe Mixon's being used as a true bell cow right now in the passing game, in the running game. That offense is going to get it going. That offensive line is going to get it going. Joe Mixon's going to get it going. I'm going to say Joe Mixon with a slight edge over Dalvin Cook for the rest of the season. Give me Mixon. Miles Sanders or James Robinson for this week? I'm going to go Miles Sanders. Let's pick 2 between Breece Hall, Ramondre Stevenson, or A.J. Dillon. So we're definitely going Breece Hall. Breece Hall is ascending very quickly. He's about to be a stud. So it comes down to what? Robinson? No, who was it? It was Stevenson and A.J. Dillon. Let's see where I have these guys ranked. I think we're going to lean Stevenson. I mean, they're going to run the ball. Bailey Zappi. I know the offense is going to be terrible, but the Lions defense is even worse. The Lions defense has been historically bad. Ramondre Stevenson has taken over that backfield. He's getting more snaps, more opportunities, more touches than Damian Harris. He's catching passes out of the backfield. So we'll go Breece Hall, and then we'll go Ramondre Stevenson with a slight edge over A.J. Dillon for this week. Romeo Doubs or Robert Woods? I'm going to go Doubs. Is it Doubs? I don't think we'll ever know. Doubs. Who cares? Play him. I'll play him over Woods. That Titans offense is just too dysfunctional for me to, in that passing game, even with Burks out. Should I trade Romeo Doubs away? Well, I mean, everybody's got a price. I'm not a huge Doubs guy. I'm really not. I'm not a huge Doubs guy. But he's been running the routes. He's been running a ton of routes. His target share last week matched Alan Lazard. So I'm not selling him off. I don't think he's a must sell. I don't think he's, we got to get rid of Romeo Doubs. But if you get the right offer, somebody's going to overpay, yeah, I'll do it. For someone with a little bit more of a proven track record, yeah, I'll go for it. A little more upside, I'll do that. Damian Harris or Drake London in the flex. I'm going to go Drake London, especially in a PPR league. He got a ton of targets last week. He's getting the target share. The pass volume is not quite where we want it to be in Atlanta, obviously. Could the Desmond Ridder era be starting soon? I don't know. Thoughts on Kamara rest of season? I mean, I think we gotta kind of like him. I mean, I don't have a strong feeling or opinion one way or another towards Alvin Kamara rest of season. He's just kind of one of these backs who he's going to get opportunities, but probably not going to be super efficient with it. Not in a great offense. Just kind of blah. You got to play him. You'll get some production, but probably not. He's not going to give you those huge boom weeks that he had a couple years ago. It's not like he has a ton of competition in that backfield. It's just the offense. The offense is just not good. He just doesn't seem to be getting the work in the passing game that he used to get. Goddard or Hawkinson? I'm going to go Goddard. Should I trade Christian McCaffrey for James Robinson and Michael Thomas? No. I'm keeping McCaffrey for that. Do I trade Cortland Sutton for Michael Pittman? Nope. I would keep Cortland Sutton. These are both dysfunctional offenses. But I think we got to have more faith, more confidence that Russell Wilson and the Broncos are going to get it together, as opposed to the Colts and Matt Ryan. I know Sutton has more target competition, but he's been getting targets. He's had target shares of 30%, 35%, 29%, weeks 2, 3, and 4. I don't know what his number was from the other nights. But he's getting these downfield targets. I like Sutton over Pittman. I liked both of these guys coming in. They both kind of been disappointed just because their offenses have been so bad. Terrible. That game the other night, oh my God. I have Stevenson and Harris. What do I do this week? You're going to go Stevenson over Damian Harris. Najee Harris or Breece Hall. We're going to go Breece Hall. I'm going to go Breece Hall over Najee Harris. Kamara and London for Cook. Give me Kamara and London. Hollywood Brown or Jeff Wilson. I'll go Hollywood. What do you guys think is going to happen with Hollywood when DeAndre Hopkins comes back in a couple of weeks? It's coming. It's coming fast. He's going to be back soon. Sanders or Jacobs, half PPR. I think we're going to go Miles Sanders, but I definitely have them close. Yeah, I do have them close. I have Miles Sanders ranked as the RB12 and Josh Jacobs ranked as the RB13. So I like them both. I like them both this week, but with a slight edge to Miles Sanders. Trade or keep DeAndre Swift? I'm definitely keeping DeAndre Swift. That Lions offense has been fantastic. I think they lead the league in points scored. Did I misread that somewhere? Lions not only lead the league in points scored, but they also lead the league in points allowed, which is like the perfect environment for fantasy points. A high-powered offense that is forced to keep the pedal to the metal all game long, every single week. That's what we want. Stock up on Lions. DJ Chark has been out. He's probably been dropped in your league. Grab him. Buy low on Amon-Ra St. Brown. Him being out for a few weeks with an injury. Still don't know if he's going to play this week. Get your Lions. Get Jared Goff. I mean, would you start Jared Goff over Aaron Rodgers this week? Speaking of Jared Goff, I would start Jared Goff over Aaron Rodgers. Let me see how I have these guys ranked. I have Jared Goff one slot ahead of Aaron Rodgers as my QB 13 with Rodgers at the QB 14. I don't think Jared Goff is going to have a huge week this week because he's going against the Patriots, and not just the Patriots, but the Bailey Zappi Patriots, which is not going to incentivize the Lions to be that pedal to the metal that we were just talking about the whole game. Even the Lions defense is probably going to be okay against Bailey Zappi. But then you got Aaron Rodgers going against the Giants, who, terrible. The quarterback situation is a whole mess. The whole wide receiver situation is an even bigger mess. It's across the way in London. Not a lot of points coming in that game. Dobbins or Jeff Wilson? Let's go J.K. Dobbins. Justice Hill is out. Justice Hill has been getting decent snaps even in the first 2 games that Dobbins has been back. Dobbins has been ramping up. But Justice Hill has been playing pretty decent. He's out this week. So this backfield is all in on J.K. Dobbins. His 3rd game back. This is the time to just let him go. Let him go. Let him do his thing. I like Dobbins this week. Aaron Jones or Jeff Wilson for the RB2 spot. We're going to go Aaron Jones. We got one on YouTube from Mark. He says, should I accept this trade? Dalvin Cook and Jalen Waddle, and I get Jonathan Taylor and Cortland Sutton. I think, I want to say, yeah, let's go get JT, but he's got an ankle injury. Offense is brutal. And then we got Waddle, Sutton. You know what? I'm gonna say, yeah, go get JT. I'll go with Jonathan Taylor there. But it's very, very close. Mike Williams, Chris Olave, or A.J. Brown? We do this every week. I'm going to try to be nice, stay calm. Why can't you start all 3 of those guys? Who was it? It was A.J. Brown, Chris Olave, and Mike Williams. These are all top 24 wide receivers. Start them all. You're going A.J. Brown if you have to choose between those guys, but that's crazy. Why can't you start all 3 of those guys? Crazy. Schultz, Tonyan, or Irv Smith? Give me Dalton Schultz. London, Kareem Hunt, or DK Metcalf? So we can throw Kareem Hunt out. So give me one of these wide receivers. DK Metcalf or Drake London? I think we're... let's see what we have him ranked. This one's close. Yeah, we'll go DK Metcalf. I got him a few spots ahead of Drake London. I'll go Metcalf. Sutton for Godwin. So trade, rest of season. That one's tough. Godwin's been all sorts of banged up, although I think he's off the injury report this week. The offense is going to ascend. I think we definitely have more faith in that offense getting it together than we do the Broncos. Yeah, I guess we'll go Godwin, but if the Broncos get it going, Sutton's going to be a beast. Start Dobbins or Kamara? We're going to go Dobbins. We're going J.K. Dobbins. But again, you should be able to start both of those guys. Dobbins over Kamara. Start Lazard or take the chance of Amon-Ra playing? I think you got to monitor the news. I guess it would depend on if you have any other options of if Amon-Ra ends up not playing. I'm okay going Lazard. I think you're okay there. Ramondre or Jacobs? We're going to go Jacobs. Pickens, Elijah. Oh, I lost it. Questions coming in too fast on TikTok. Pickens, Elijah Moore, or Khalil Herbert in half PPR. Give me Khalil Herbert. Assuming Montgomery's out, of course. I traded Deebo Samuel and Miles Sanders for Jonathan Taylor, Olave, and Gallup. Is that a good or a bad trade? Traded away Deebo, Miles Sanders. He got JT, Olave, and Gallup. Yeah, I like your side. I like your side. We got another one from Mark on YouTube. He says, should I start Dameon Pierce or AJ Dillon in my flex? I'm gonna go Dameon Pierce there. Hollywood Brown or Curtis Samuel? We're gonna go Hollywood Brown. Dobbins, Jeff Wilson, or Ramondre for RB2. We're going Dobbins. Mike Williams or Godwin? I think we're going to go Mike Williams. Keenan Allen's out again. Godwin's still, I know he's not on their injury report, but he's all sorts of banged up still. It's still, he took that hit in that game last week and he just looked like an old man trying to get up. I want to let Godwin let that offense get it together. Now, this could be the week. That offense gets together. Yeah. But we'll if we in that choice, I'll sit Godwin for the week. Let's wait and see. Mark says, thanks for the advice. Keep up the good work. Thanks, Mark. Godwin or Terry McLaurin with Dotson out. Yeah, I think we'll lean Godwin there. Flex Jeff Wilson or Rashad Penny. We're going to go Jeff Wilson. Tyler Conklin or Will Dissly. We're definitely going Tyler Conklin. He's getting consistent target shares every single week, even with Zach Wilson taking over at quarterback last week. Tyler Conklin's target share maintained 14%. Solid. Sticking with Conklin. I traded Kirk Cousins, DeAndre Hopkins, Alvin Kamara, Nick Chubb, and Justin Jefferson for Eckler, Deebo, Jonathan Taylor, and Herbert. Okay. Why? Geno Smith or Stafford? I can't believe this is even a legitimate question, but it is. Who would have thought? Who would have thought coming into the season we'd be having this question? Crazy. It's crazy. And actually, I have them ranked back to back. Matthew Stafford, one spot ahead of Geno Smith in my rankings for this week. I guess we got to go Matthew Stafford, but I'm totally cool going Geno Smith here. Pick two between Dobbs, Deontay Johnson, AJ Dillon, Gabe Davis, Garrett Wilson. So we'll go Deontay and I guess we'll go Dobbs. I guess. That was close between those three receivers. You know what? Give me Gabe Davis. London or Thielen at flex. We're going to go Drake London. Godwin or Amon-Ra St. Brown. If Amon-Ra St. Brown plays, you're playing him. Do I trade Cam Akers? I don't think you can. I think what we're doing with Cam Akers right now is I think we just have to hold. We have to hold and hope. Nobody's buying Cam Akers. If you trade away Cam Akers right now, you're getting nothing. You're getting nothing in return. So why don't you just hang on, just see what happens? Maybe he gets it together. Maybe that offense gets it together. He's getting the snaps. He's getting a decent touch share in the backfield. He's looked terrible, but the whole offense has looked terrible. So maybe eventually he gets it together, but I think you just got to sit and hold. Keep him on your bench, stash him. I mean, I really don't think you have a choice. Brian Robinson, does he take over the backfield? Not immediately. Not immediately. He's not going to come in and take the full workload in that backfield this week. I think they'll ease him in. He is a rookie after all. But yeah, I think it could be ugly. Could get ugly there in the Washington backfield. I don't think he comes in and I don't think he takes over. He may split 50-50. It's just going to be ugly. I think it's going to be a whole ugly situation. And neither he nor Antonio Gibson is going to be catching passes. It's going to be McKissick. So it's like, it's just going to be a gross backfield. It's already a gross backfield. It's going to be even worse. Deontay or A.J. Dillon as the flex in PPR? I'll go Deontay. Higbee or Ertz? Give me Higbee. He's been a quiet, bright spot in that offense. And an offense that needs one. It's been Cooper Kupp, a little bit of Higbee. Allen Lazard or Brandon Cooks? I think we got to go Cooks there. Let's see where I have these guys ranked. Yeah, I got Cooks 2 slots ahead of Lazard in my rankings. Let's go Cooks. What about Allen Lazard or Garrett Wilson? I have Allen Lazard 1 spot ahead of Garrett Wilson. Dobbs or Devontae Smith? I'm going to go Devontae Smith there. Yeah, I like Devontae Smith there. Waddle or Lamb? What are we doing? What are we doing? I don't even answer that question. Like, start them both. Everett or Zeke at flex? Oh, wow. Zeke. Oh, wow. Poor guy, man. He is falling off a cliff. I think you got to go Gerald Everett. I mean, let's think about it. I mean, if you want the floor, I guess we'll go Zeke, but I think Gerald Everett has a higher ceiling in fantasy points than Zeke. Am I nuts? Probably. Oh, it's gross, but I think you got to go Everett. It's unbelievable. I can't start both, he says. Well, you got to find a new league. Like, step up your game, man. Find some more friends, have a bigger league, add some flex spots. What are these leagues where you can't start CeeDee Lamb and Jalen Waddle? These are 2 top 15 wide receivers. There's no reason why you can't have a league that starts. I don't get it. I go on this rant every single week. It's a 12-team league. What? How many lineups? Like, why? I went 0 running back. Okay, so how many wide receivers can you start? If you can't start both Jalen Waddle and CeeDee Lamb, you probably shouldn't have gone 0 RB. I traded James Conner for Kamara. Did I win? Yeah, I'd prefer Kamara there. CEH or Jeff Wilson in the flex? Oh, man. Clyde Edwards-Helaire has been the luckiest man in football this year. With his little dinky touchdowns at the goal line. But I think you got to keep riding it. I think you got to keep riding it until it drops off. I mean, for what it's worth, I do have Jeff Wilson ranked ahead of Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Start 2. Singletary, Damian Harris, Mike Williams, or Damian Pierce. So we're gonna go Mike Williams. So I do like Singletary a lot. But I also like Pierce this week against the Jaguars. Yeah, give me Pierce. Yeah, I'll go Pierce. Pierce and Mike Williams. I have both Tyreek and Amon-Ra starting. Should I be worried? It's hard to gauge. I would be more confident in Tyreek. Amon-Ra, I'm not sure if he plays. I think, should I be worried? Yeah, I'd be worried. Just got to monitor the news. Have some guys ready to go just in case. Going to have some backup options. Bench 1 for this week. Tyler Lockett, AJ Brown, Tyreek Hill, or Mike Evans. I guess we got to say, see you later, Tyler Lockett. Fournette or Pierce this week? Let's go Leonard Fournette. Schultz or Conklin? I think I want to go Conklin. Yeah, I have them ranked back to back. I have Schultz ahead of Conklin by 1 spot. But in this moment right now, I would say Conklin. Good trades to give up Jamal Williams. I don't know if that's a question, or should he be trading Jamal Williams? I mean, if you can get a really good return for him, sure. Swift's going to be back, but I think you just ride it. Ride it right now. You're going to start him. Start him for the next couple of weeks, or I guess for this week at least. Take advantage of what he's going to give you. He's going to be an RB1. And then when Swift comes back, it's not like he just disappears. He'll be, a low-end flex play for you with clearly high upside if Swift goes down again. Diggs and Mike Williams. I lost it. Diggs and Mike Williams and Lazard and Garrett Wilson. Which 3 do I start? Well, definitely going Diggs. We're definitely going Mike Williams. So it comes down to Lazard and who's the other one? Garrett Wilson. I know I have these guys ranked close. Let me see where I have them. I think they are close. Back to back. I have Lazard at 31, Wilson at 32. So I think if you want a higher ceiling, you go with Garrett Wilson. Just, going against the Dolphins, that game could open up a little bit more than Packers Giants. But I think that one's a toss-up. I have Lazard ahead. As I feel right now, I'd probably go Wilson. But we're definitely going Diggs and Mike Williams. That's a no-brainer. So following up on Michael's question from YouTube about Tyreek Hill and Amon-Ra St. Brown, should he be worried? He says, my flex is Chris Olave, so I can bench Amon-Ra, but then I can put either Dobbs or Miles Sanders as a flex. So this is what I would do. I would take Amon-Ra out, play it safe, put in Olave at wide receiver, put in Miles Sanders as your flex. I feel very, very comfortable with that. And then just continue to monitor the news on Amon-Ra, I guess, obviously. David Montgomery or Antonio Gibson? Well, Montgomery's another guy we don't know about. If Montgomery plays, you're playing him over Gibson. Otherwise, I think you got to go Gibson. On YouTube, Kyle says Tyler Boyd or Tyler Lockett. Full flex PPR or full PPR flex spot. I think we got to go Tyler Lockett. Yeah, we're gonna go Tyler Lockett there. He's getting a decent target share, and I think he's got a boom week potential compared to Boyd. Yeah, leaning Lockett. I agree. Yeah, I think you're good. Another one from YouTube says, I have Jonathan Taylor, DeAndre Swift, Kamara. Should I trade one or run one at flex? I also have Waddle and Lamb. I don't understand the Waddle and Lamb part of this. Is that, I'm not sure what that has to do with the first part. I think you want to start Waddle and Lamb if you can. Hopefully you can. JT, Swift, and Kamara. Should you trade one of these guys? I think right now, all three of those running backs are at a low point in their value. All three of them are injured, banged up, haven't done anything in recent weeks. I think unless you're like in a spot where you need to win right now, or like you're done, I think you gotta just give them a couple of weeks, get their production going, get them healthy, get their value back up, and then you can explore some trades. Right now, unless you're absolutely desperate and you need to plug guys into your lineup right now, I think you have to hold those guys. Yeah, 3-1, I'm holding those guys, definitely. Should I trade Alan Lazard and Corey Davis for Chris Godwin? Yes. Yes, I would do that. Max, do that trade. Yes. Fournette or Dameon Pierce this week? We're going to go Leonard Fournette. Jeff Wilson or Dameon Pierce? Give me a slight edge to Dameon Pierce. Allen Robinson, Josh Reynolds, or Nico Collins? Yeah, Nico Collins. Let's go Josh Reynolds, especially if Amon-Ra doesn't play. Cooks, Dobbs, or Garrett Wilson? I want to say Cooks, but I can't say I'm super confident in any of those guys. They're all kind of toss them in a hat and pick out a name type of situation for me. All three of those guys are kind of just lumped together in the same tier. I know that's not the answer you're looking for, but if I had to choose, I'm looking at my rankings right now. I have Brandon Cooks ranked at wide receiver 29, Garrett Wilson, wide receiver 32, and Dobbs, wide receiver 34. So they're right there together. I guess we go Cooks. Alvin Kamara for Aaron Jones and Khalil Herbert. I already have A.J. Dillon and David Montgomery. Then, yeah, I would go get... So Kamara and Aaron Jones feel kind of equal to me. So I would take the Jones and Herbert side. Dobbs, Garrett Wilson, or Zeke in the flex? Give me Garrett Wilson. What tight end does A.J. Brown's value match with? I'm assuming this is a trade question. If you're trading A.J. Brown for a tight end, I'm not trading A.J. Brown for one. I'm not trading A.J. Brown for a tight end. If I am trading A.J. Brown for a tight end, he has to be named Travis Kelce or Mark Andrews. Kyle Pitts for DeAndre Hopkins and Pickens in Dynasty. Kyle Pitts for DeAndre Hopkins and Pickens in Dynasty. See, I want to say Pickens. I want to say the Pickens side. But I think we've seen more from Kyle Pitts. Pickens is a projection, even though we're like 95% sure he's great. But you're also adding DeAndre Hopkins on the other side of it as well. Give me the slight edge to Pickens, but I think you might. I don't think you're selling Pitts in Dynasty right now. If you're selling Pitts in Dynasty, you're selling at the low point. He's getting the target share. The target share has been there. He was tight end 6 in target share last week. I know the passing volume is down in that offense. Marcus Mariota, the quarterback situation is going to change at some point. If we're talking Dynasty, I can't trade Kyle Pitts in Dynasty right now, unless you're out on him, which I don't think you can be out on him. Someone's going to pay up for Kyle Pitts the second he goes off and has a good week in Dynasty leagues. Who's your other quarterback is the question. I don't know if that's a question for me or if you're interacting with somebody in the chat. Trade A.J. Dillon or Godwin? Trade A.J. Dillon for Godwin. Got a lot of depth of running back, need depth of wide receiver. Yeah, I like that. I'm fine with that. That's cool. With the dynasty trade guy. Okay, so we're talking are you talking Falcons quarterback? Who's the other quarterback? So when I reference the quarterback is going to change, I'm thinking somebody outside there. Eventually, he's not going to have Marcus Mariota as his quarterback. Now, they got Desmond Ridder. I don't know if Desmond Ridder is the answer. I think we do see Desmond Ridder at some point this season, at the end, like later in the year. I think we could see some Ridder. I don't think he's the guy long term. But quarterbacks, as we saw this past offseason, quarterback situations change so fastly in the league right now. The Falcons are not going to ride with Marcus Mariota for multiple years. He's got this year, maybe next year. Kyle Pitts is only 21 years old still. That quarterback situation is going to change. He had a historic rookie season. I think right now, in Dynasty, you cannot trade away Kyle Pitts unless somebody is coming in and paying premium price, because eventually you're going to be able to sell him for that premium price. The second he has a great game, which is going to happen this year, he's going to have his games, even with Mariota at quarterback. But also, even if he doesn't, the second the Falcons make even a perceived quarterback upgrade, whether it's the move to get to Desmond Ridder or move in the offseason, the second that happens, Kyle Pitts' value is going to shoot up. This is the low point in Kyle Pitts' value right now. I'm not even a Kyle Pitts guy. I mean, of course, we like Kyle Pitts, but I mean, there are people out there who love Kyle Pitts. I can't get on board with valuing tight ends that high. I've never been a tight end guy. I got to go get those elite tight ends. Never been that guy. So that's kind of have a little disconnect here with Kyle Pitts' value. At the same time, As I said, he's at his low point right now. But let's move on. Bubba on YouTube says Devontae Smith, Garrett Wilson, or Gabe Davis. Who should I start in my last flex spot? I would go Devontae Smith. But those are 3 solid options, but I'm going Smith. Gallup or Thielen? Give me Thielen for this week. Gallup's still working his way back. He had what, 11% target share last week? Played about 60% of the snaps, I believe. I have it here if you want to look. Yeah, he played 64% of the snaps. And he had an 11% target share. I think I nailed that. Yeah, so Thielen there. Claypool or Robinson? Now, is this James Robinson or is this Allen Robinson? I guess it doesn't matter. We're sitting Claypool. Sit Claypool. He's losing his job to George Pickens. Singletary or Stevenson? I'm going to go Singletary. But I think they're both top 24 running backs this week. Low end RB2s. Curtis Samuel or Dobbs? We're going to go Samuel. We get a lot of Romeo Dobbs questions. Does anybody know exactly how to say his name? Is it Dobbs? Is it Dubs? I think we've ruled out Doobs. It's not Doobs. It's Dobbs or Dubs. I watched the Packers game last week too, and I still, you know what? As a Patriots fan, I was watching the Patriots game, played the Packers. I got a red zone on another TV. I muted the Patriots game, watched the red zone. That's why I didn't hear the name. I was wondering why didn't I? How do you say it? Anybody in the chat know how to say it? Dobbs, Dubs? Help me out here. Packers fans? Anybody been watching the games, hear the announcers pronounce that name? I like to get names right. Like Albert Okwebunam. Everybody's been telling me it's Okuibunam. No, it's Okwebunam. I've been saying it right the whole time. And then he goes on national TV and introduces himself as Albert Okwebunam. Fuck the haters. Terry McLaurin or Dobbins or Dubs. Okay, they're telling me it's Dubs. But I lost the question now. Let's see if we can find it. Terry McLaurin, J.K. Dobbins, or Dubs. We're going to go Dobbins. Now I'm all confused. Dobbins and Dubs. Dubs. Romeo. Here's another one. Romeo Dubs. Dubs. Or Jalen Waddle. Yeah, we're going Jalen Waddle. I think he's gonna play, right? He's fine. I think he's banked up, but I think he's going. Unless I missed that. But I think he's going. If St. Brown is out, do I start Garrett Wilson or Dobbins or Palmer in the flex? This is Dobbins. This is J.K. Dobbins' week. J.K. Dobbins. It's time to play him. If you're playing the wait and see game on J.K. Dobbins, it's time to play him. This is the week. Justice Hill's out. Snaps have been going up. I think he's a top 12 running back this week. Kirk versus Houston or Hollywood versus Philly? I think we got to go Hollywood. Yeah, they're both top 15 wide receivers this week, though. Gallup or Dubs? We're going to go Dubs. Jamar Chase or St. Brown? We're going Jamar Chase. Evan on YouTube says he needs some flex help. In a half PPR league, he's got Juju, ETN, or DJ Moore. Oh, sorry, my guy. All three of these guys have underwhelmed, to say the least. I think we got to go Juju. He's still been getting the target shares. His target share has been hovering around 20% every week. Eventually, he's going to have a decent game. So I think we got to go Juju. DJ Moore is just depressing. Another one from Bubba on YouTube. He says, Khalil Herbert, Gabe Davis, or Noah Brown. He's got one flex spot available. Well, assuming David Montgomery sits, we're going Khalil Herbert. Otherwise, we're going Gabe Davis. Joshua on YouTube says, should I trade Jamal Williams and Devontae Smith for Breece Hall and Jalen Waddle? Yes. I'm so happy someone finally brought up Breece Hall. Breece Hall is on a fucking rocket ship right now. He's on his way to the moon. Breece Hall has taken over that backfield. It's been coming as, over the last couple of weeks. Snap shares have been going up. The touches have been going up. This guy has seen a ton of targets. He's seeing not only targets, but he's getting targets at a depth, like down the field targets. He's going to explode. He is at the level of a Saquon Barkley, Jonathan Taylor type level. I don't know if he's going to get there as far as fantasy production this year, but as a talent, as a running back, as what his role is about to become, that's where we got to think about Breece Hall. So for anybody else listening, if you have an opportunity to go trade for Breece Hall, go trade for Breece Hall. And then you're also getting Jalen Waddle in this deal as well. This is insane. Dude, if this offer is on the table, shut this show off and go accept that trade. Please go accept that trade. Jamal Williams is going to go back to the RB2 job as soon as Swift comes back. Devontae Smith is solid, fine. He's fine. He's going to give you some boom weeks. He's also going to give you some nothing weeks. Jalen Waddle is a target magnet in one of the breakout offenses in the league. And we just talked about Breece Hall. He's a stud. I would trade Jamal Williams and Devontae Smith for Breece Hall by himself. I would trade Jamal Williams, Devontae Smith, and add another piece on top of them for Breece Hall by himself. Go make this trade. Joshua, if you're still watching, go make this trade. Any thoughts on Brian Robinson making his debut? Yeah, we talked about this a little while ago. It's just going to make the backfield even more ugly, unfortunately. I don't think anybody's going to emerge out of this backfield as somebody that we are confidently starting week in, week out, barring an injury. And even then, I mean, unless the injury is J.D. McKissic, I think unless J.D. McKissic goes down, we can't confidently start any of these running backs. We couldn't confidently start Antonio Gibson right now the last few weeks. He had that nice 20% target share in week 1. It's just cratered since. He's not getting work in the passing game. The offense isn't good enough to rely on their in between the tackles, early downs workhorse. He was not even like can we call him a workhorse? He's getting 12, 13, 14 carries a game. I mean, maybe if he was getting 20 carries a game, like a David Montgomery type role, maybe. That offense is so bad. Quarterback situation is so bad. And now you're going to add Brian Robinson into that mix. It's just going to be a mess. It's going to be a mess. Absolute mess. Drake London versus Tampa. Yes. With no Kyle Pitts playing. Yeah, we like Drake London. Drake London is a stud. Drake London is a stud even with Kyle Pitts in the lineup. You know the reason why Kyle Pitts is underwhelming this year? Because Drake London is a stud. He is the alpha in that passing game. Everybody thought Kyle Pitts was going to be the alpha in that passing game. But then this rookie from USC comes in and he's like, nah, I am the alpha in this passing game. And now he doesn't even have Kyle Pitts, who was eating up. I know he wasn't converting for, great production, fantasy points, but he was still having a 20% target share. He was at 21 last week. We said it a few minutes ago. He was tight end 6 last week in target share. And I know it's a low volume passing offense. They're going to get their ass kicked this week. They're going to play from behind. They're going to have to throw the ball a little bit at least. And it's just going to be Drake London. Marcus Mariota is going to have laser eyes for Drake London. Drake, where you at? I'm throwing it to you. Yeah, I like Drake London this week. And we're going to wrap this up soon. I said I wanted to be done with this show by 10. It's already 10:13. Thoughts on Christian Kirk and Chris Olave for Tyreek Hill? Yeah, I want the Hill side. I like both of those receivers. And I want the Hill side if I'm like a 3-1 team. If I'm struggling and I just need to get more starting players in my lineup, then I'll take the Christian Kirk, Chris Olave side because I love both those guys. They're both top 20 wide receivers. But if I just need that one stud in my lineup, I want to go Tyreek Hill there. You might be able to get a little bit back with Tyreek Hill on top of those receivers. Dubs or Pickens? We're going to go Dubs. But Pickens is coming. Olave or CEH? We're going to go Olave. Michael Thomas is out. Chris Olave leads the league in air yards by a ton as a rookie. No Michael Thomas, even with no Jameis, he's going to get a ton of targets. Play him. DK or Olave, that's where we get a little bit closer. And very close. I have them ranked back to back. They're both top 20 wide receivers. I have Metcalf as wide receiver 17. Olave as wide receiver 18. So a slight edge to DK Metcalf there. Should I start Woods or Lazard? Yeah, I want to go Lazard there. Goff or Stafford? I'm going Goff. Lazard or DK? We're going DK. Breece Hall or Stevenson? We're definitely going Breece Hall. AJ Dillon or Khalil Herbert? Assuming Montgomery's out, we're going Herbert. Should I drop Stafford for Wentz? No, I wouldn't do that. If Jalen Waddle doesn't play, should I start Jeff Wilson, Curtis Samuel, or Devontae Smith? I would start Curtis Samuel. You know what? Well, between the two receivers, I'm definitely going with Samuel. And who running back? Was it Jeff Wilson, right? Jeff Wilson was the running back. Is it PPR? Half PPR? What are you doing here? Yeah, we'll go Jeff Wilson, I guess. Jeff Wilson. Damian Harris or Jamal Williams? We're going Jamal Williams. Jamal Williams is a top 12 start this week in running back. Harris, not so much. Waddle, Breece Hall, or Kareem Hunt in the flex. We'll go Waddle. Should I start James Conner or Breece Hall? I would start Breece Hall. Fryermuth, Goddard, or Everett? We're going to go Goddard. All right. We got to be done here. We're going to take like 2 more questions. We're going to be back tomorrow. I'll be back at 12 o'clock tomorrow answering all your questions. And if I miss any of your questions, obviously we're getting a ton of questions on TikTok. If I don't get to them, you can find my rankings at yardsperfantasy.com. You can find our start sit tool, yardsperfantasy.com, just yardsperfantasy.com/start-sit. Just plug in the 2 players you're asking about. And it's going to show you where I have each of these guys ranked, as well as the Fantasy Pros consensus on each player. So it's basically just asking me the question without having to listen to me talk about it. It's a pretty cool tool. Is Curtis Samuel a starter? Yeah. No Jahan Dotson this week, and he was already a starter anyway. I'm playing him as a top 30 wide receiver, top 25 even. Yeah, I'm comfortably starting Curtis Samuel. They're trying to get them the ball in a multitude of different ways. He's taking carries, he's getting targets down the field, he's getting targets underneath. I'm very confidently starting Curtis Samuel. He's my wide receiver 21 this week. Richie on YouTube, he says, start 3 between Hollywood Brown, Mike Williams, Chris Olave, and Chris Godwin. So we're going to go in order there. We're going to go Hollywood, Williams, Olave, and we're going to sit Godwin. So we have a trade question here on YouTube. It says, I just traded Josh Jacobs and Zach Ertz for Travis Kelce. Yeah, I like that. I'm cool with that. Especially since he already has Eckler, Chubb, Penny, Pierce. I like Jacobs. I like Ertz. But if you can take those 2 guys and upgrade to tight end to Travis Kelce, yeah, I like that. I like the deal. Should I trade James Conner for Breece Hall? Yes. I just went on a rant about Breece Hall, how he's on his way up to the freaking top a minute ago. I won't do it again. I'll spare those people who have been here the whole time. But yes, go get Breece Hall. All right. One more question, then we'll be back at 12 tomorrow, 12 Eastern, all the way up till kickoff, answering all your questions once again. Like I said, yardsperfantasy.com. We've got a trade calculator on there too. We got a ton of trade questions tonight. Use our trade calculator, the most customizable trade calculator in the fantasy football industry. Just yardsperfantasy.com/trade-calculator, or just download our app. Go to the App Store, go to Google Play. Just type in yards per fantasy and download the app. You got a trade calculator right on your phone there. The most customizable in the industry. Free. All right. Last question. Who's going to get it? Hawkinson or Njoku? We're going to I was just going to say Hawkinson like it was nothing, but David Njoku, man, has been a freaking animal. He's been a target hog. Now, I know Hawkinson was also a target hog this past week because of all the injuries, and it looks like they're going to have a similar situation this week. So I am going to lean Hawkinson. I think they're both top 10 tight ends this week. Yeah, so we'll go Hawkinson there. But yeah, like I said, I think it's time to wrap it up for the night. We'll be back at 12 tomorrow. This was fun, guys. Went way longer than I planned, but Had a good time. All right. If I don't see you on the show tomorrow, good luck with all your games, all your matchups. Otherwise, we'll do this again tomorrow.